My name is Marty, and I'm alcoholic, and by the grace of a loving God in this fellowship I am sober. The topic is the leveling of my pride. I overestimated my own power to control my drinking. I underestimated the power alcohol had over me. AA met me at my pride at first. The program introduced me to the problem, powerlessness. Powerlessness introduced me to power. I had enough belief in the power of God that took away the insane thought. The insidious thought, repeating the same mistake over and over. I had no defense against the powerful thought. I thought I had plenty of willpower, and that became non-existent. The principle behind powerlessness is self-surrender. And also, I am not God. I ask God to help me self-surrender the merciless obsession. The power introduced me to God. I turned my thoughts over to my new manager, turned my affairs over to him. I have not had a drink since. That was April 25th, 1987. Now the house cleaning. A moral inventory. Nothing will get at my pride is talking with another human being. All that was required was thoroughness and honesty. We discussed pridefulness, fear. I was prideful all the time, did not need anyone's help, or wasn't going to ask for help. I was fearful all the time. I was angry at Mom and Dad, so I can blame them and justify my drinking. I wanted to drink, so I remained selfish, resentful, hate, jealousy, carelessness, lazy, dishonest. The inventory got at my pride. At the moral inventory, we went over several of the exact nature of my wrongs, character defects. I became aware of problems, deficiencies, shortcomings. Almost none of us like the leveling of our pride, the confession of shortcomings which the process required for a successful consummation. Ideas, emotions, and attitudes which were once the guiding force of my life are suddenly cast to one side, and a completely new set of conceptions and motives began to dominate me. As new power flowed in, as I became conscious of his presence, I began to lose my fear of today, tomorrow, or the hereafter. I was reborn. God removed enough self-will that was blocking me off from him. Self-surrendering my past for me is what made it possible. I was willing to become ready to have God take them away, my shortcomings. I had no power to remove these weak items in my inventory. I couldn't wish them away or will them away. The decision process in the third step has two parts, the decision and the commitment. The commitment now brought me to step 7. That I have enough blind faith and trust in God's power to change me in thought and emotion, and let him. Nothing counted but thoroughness, willingness, and honesty to let God transfer his principles into me. On my knees to ask him to remove my shortcomings. He grants me his strength, power, as I go from here to do his bidding. God is a promise keeper, and I voiced it with no reservation, abandoned with all my heart, sincerely and earnestly. Day by day, as I cleaned up the past and make new mistakes, I ask him at once to remove them. Need to also continue to talk to someone about them. As I practice step 10, over and over practice, I am shame-free, I am free. The triumphant arch I walk anew every day in freedom, forgiveness, peace of mind, and grace.